Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, today with last episode of Deck Works for the time being. Today, I want to look at Sakura arms. It was the first episode of the Showdown series. It gets to be the last episode for Deck Works. So, today we're going to just pair off the goddesses and first, like some of the pairs, figure out what might be a good baseline deck to build, and then maybe think about what's decent as a situational option. So, handy dandy dice for figuring out where to go from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. Ira. And then Mizuki. This will be the first pair that we work on, but I'm gonna go ahead and pair the rest of these off just because for ideas later. Yeah, again, this is a game I wish I could freaking play more often with people, and I just love the game. It's just kind of a pain to have to explain the game every time. So I want to find people that would be open to learning the game and making it a point to play on a consistent basis so that we're not forgetting the rules so often. Oh, there we go. I don't have so many holes to deal with. That's something I'm considering with whenever the library gets rebuilt. Is doing a game day, a weekly tabletop game stay at the library. It's free and is open to anyone who wants to just drop in and play. No pressure, no money involved. Just fun. 1, 6, 5, 1. Very nice. 3. 4. Right. So there are all the pairs that I'm going to challenge myself to make a deck for. I will at least feature 3. Feature the first 3. Alright. So, you have your 2 goddesses. You might want to get their respective cards. There we go. Lost. Oh yeah, buried. Alright. So okay. Now, they might also require some extra stuff, which won't be mentioned on these cards. They'll be mentioned on the little art sheets. This is Mizuki and our 2 of the extra board users. I hope to just have these out just so a reminder what they're capable of. Yeah. Ryra has her storm board. And track wind and lightning. Mizuki has her barracks board. The soldier cards. Alright. Yeah, I don't know how many people recommend trying multiple extra board goddesses, but it's kind of funny it worked out this way. Alright. So the question is, do we start from a baseline of the automatic build and then work from there, or just try to build from the ground up? Well, let's just pull out the cards for now and then figure that out. Yeah, one of the big things I had to do with this game was get as much of 2 colors as possible for the card sleeves to ensure consistency, so that any 2 decks can be combined without there being any problems. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have here. We've got a full power Ferrara Sky Dash, full power utility, adds 3 distance to shadow. Gets you right up in someone's face. Calling. If I was stunned, either increase your wind and lightning gauges or discard your hand face down and double your lightning. That's also full power. Storm Wisdom, another utility. If your wind and lightning are total 4 or more, choose a face-up card from another goddess in your discard pile and put it on top of your deck. And either add 1 to your wind or lightning. Wind Run. If distance is 3 or more, put 2 into shadow. She is the you have to be up in someone's face fighter. Yeah. Transmigration Claw. 1 to 2 distance, 2 aura, or 1 life. After attack, you can choose a face-up attack from your discard pile and put it on top of your deck. Storm Attack, 2 distance, 2 life or X aura. X is your wind or lightning gauge, whichever is lower. And then Beast Claw, 1 to 2, 3 aura, 1 life. As for ultimates, she has access to like, this is almost like a tech tree of sorts. You have Cycle of Rebirth, 2 flare, it's a reaction and enchantment. Ongoing, after a foe's attack resolves, you may do both of the following. Just one distance to shadow, or one shadow distance. Wind or lightning gauge +1. Wind Demon Call. Gain the following bonus cards as readied ultimates based on your wind gauge. All the cards you would meet the requirements for, then seal this card. 3+ for the Whirlwind Demon, 7+ for Wind Demon Return, and 12+ for the Wind Demon Tengu Path. Start with the low level one. So 1 flare for Whirlwind Demon, 1 to 3 distance attack, 1 aura or 2 life. Someone is unprotected, they are screwed. 1 flare for Wind Demon Return. Choose one of your used ultimates and ready it. So get back the one you just used. The cost of your ultimates are reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0. And finally, Wind Demon Tengu Path. 4 flare, a utility reaction. Distance to shadow or shadow to distance by 5. You may choose to move fewer Sakura with this effect, then seal the card. And then alternatively, there's Thunder Summoning Circle, 6 flare ultimate, full power. Attack X times with range 0 to 10 and damage 1 aura 1 life. X equals half your life lightning gauge rounded up. And then finally there's 3 flare, 1 to 2 distance, Lightning Shell Wind Claw. If your lightning gauge is 4 or more, this attack does 1 extra aura. Otherwise it's 2 aura, 2 life. If your wind gauge is 4 or more, ready this card. So she's all about managing this gauge to power up the ultimates. Alright. So managing this, getting up in someone's face for her close range attacks. It's a pretty bold character. Right, so let's see what we got here with Mizuki. Oh, there's something else with Raira too. Voltage. You may turn a face-up, upright, non-Raira card you played that belongs to a goddess sideways to increase your wind or lightning gauge by 1 during the following times. When you play a card before it resolves, you may turn that card sideways if it matches the above condition. At any time during the main phase, you may turn a number of cards that match the above condition sideways. When you reshuffle, you may turn any number of cards that match the above condition sideways. So, non-Raira face up and not already turned to the side. So it's going to hinge on how far I'm going to go with putting Mizuki's cards in for setting off her gauge powers. So, Mizuki has the Barracks board, and a bonus card called War God. Let's see here. Let's see. Special. Where's that? Special. Okay. trying to see what's pulling War God. I don't know if I'm just missing it or what's going on. Gates. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll get to it. So, Mizuki's cards. She has ways to conscript these soldiers. When a card is conscripted, move it to the bottom of your barracks. You may play conscripted cards as if they were in your hand, but they are not in your hand. When you play a conscripted soldier, it returns to the top of the barracks, unconscripted, instead of being discarded. She can conscript a spearman, 3 distance, limited. This card has no goddess for things that check for goddesses. If you reacted last turn to this attack, it's +1 aura, otherwise it's a 1/1. She technically has 2, but I think limited is, you can only play one of them a turn. Let's remember. The player finishes resolving the basic effect of the card. They cannot play any cards or use basic actions for the rest of the turn. So it's a half-assed full power effect, basically. If you play a reaction with limited on a foe's turn, you can play any other cards on their turn. Okay. There's also Shield Bearer. This card has no goddess, limited. The non-full power attack this card reacted to gets -1 aura. And Cavalry. Enchantment, no goddess, limited. Ongoing, your foe's attacks lose inevitable. Disenchant again, 1 bigger. Okay. So inevitable. To remember what inevitable is. Attacks with the keyword cannot have reactions played in response to them. So you play this, and now you can react to their shit. Cool. Alright. For regular stuff, we've got one of her reoccurring things is called Unwavering. If distance has not changed since the start of the turn, your cards gain their Unwavering effects. So you just have to stand still to make use of it. Which, combined with the I need to be up close character, is going to make for an interesting challenge. So our options here are Battleground, Enchantment, 3, or 3 to power it. Ongoing, Unwavering. When you make your first non-ultimate attack this turn, that attack gets +1 aura, +1 life. Treat this card as one of Kodama's cards. She has this recurring thing with Kodama. Where is she at? Oh, there it is. It's got to be something that checks for Kodama as well. Yeah, if she's a goddess, she's not playable right now. You know what? You know who I think it has to be? Okay, no. Where someone's something special, right? Okay. No. just a weird thing to mention on that. Anyway. Domineering Advance, Full Power Utility. Select 3 of the following. You can even select the same option multiple times. Conscript, Advance Basic for free, Recover Basic for free. So, Advance is going forward. Recover pulls to your aura from the shadow. Bulwark, Limited, Reaction, Utility. If this is the first time you reacted this turn, negate the non-full power, non-ultimate attack this card reacted to. So it has to be... It is a low-level defense, but it's something. Orders. Perform conscription once if you reacted last turn, gain 1 vigor. So her capacity for reaction is also important. Takedown, 1 to 5 distance, reaction, attack, 1/1. After unwavering, negate the non-full power, non-ultimate attack this card reacted to. And again, it counts as like one of Kodama's cards. Let's just see if they're going to do like a 4th box of this game, and there's going to be 6 more guesses to add to this equation. I'm running out of... I was able to fit 18 of them in here. I'm not going to be able to fit 6 more. Anyway. Counter-offensive. 2 to 3 distance. 1 aura, 1 life. If you reacted last turn, this attack gets +2/+1. Full force. This attack gets +1/+1. Full force. What does full force do? Is you may play this card instead of a full power card when you take a full power action during your main phase. So I can declare it as a full power card, and it'll be increased. And if I reacted last turn, it's increased even further. You can still play a card with full force normally. You just won't get the effect. And then finally, Head of the Army. 1 to 2 distance after performs conscription once. She's also up close and up in people's face. So, yeah, let's go over her ultimates. For 5 flare is Mizuki's Warcry. Full power enchantment, ongoing. Your normal cards and soldiers printed with a limited keyword lose limited. Ongoing, your normal cards printed with full power lose full power and get limited. So you can play them as the last card of your turn instead of the only card for your turn. 4 flare, Spiritual Gate Tatenashi, which will trigger this one, or it'll mess with that one. Limited, put War God from your bonus cards and 1 card from your hand in your barracks conscripted. So you can. So first off, you'll have the War God. 1 to 2 distance attack, unwavering, +1 life damage. Otherwise, it's a 2/1. After, return this card to your bonus cards, and treat this card as one of Kodama's cards. So you can figure out what that is. Let's see here. Triple turret Hizamaru. 2 flare, 3 to 4 distance, 3/1 attack. You can only play this card if you have not attacked this turn. When you play a card with limited, ready this card. Readying happens before limited is resolved. Okay. And then finally for 5 flare. Heavenly Hachiryo Tower is an ultimate enchantment and reaction. 3 aura, Limited, initialize, negate the attack this card is played as a reaction to. Ongoing, attacks you make from other goddesses or your soldiers get +1 life damage. So, alright. So we know what we have to work with. We have our bonus shit over here. That's Rara's bonus stuff. Mizuki's bonus stuff. So yeah, resource gauge and extra stuff to play with. We want to get up close, and we want to be able to stay up close. This is going to be an absolute challenge of a deck to run. Unwavering means we've got to stay still, and our opponent's not likely to do that, while our other goddess is we need to be up in someone's face character. But this is exactly what I want to figure out challenge-wise. So I would... Let's see here. So one for being able to... basic movement, such. Domineering advance is probably one I want to have for sure. So there's that. Something I think is important up on this side. Storm Wisdom. Okay. Alright, so let's take the... Let's see what it would be like just going with the suggested approaches. Let's say we go with Mizuki as the main and Rara's backup. So with Mizuki as the main, head of the army, counteroffensive, bulwark, domineering advance. With triple turret Hizumaru and Mizuki's Warcry. So neither of our options use takedown or spiritual gate. That's something I want to think about. Maybe swapping in as just an experiment. And then Rara as backup would be Beast Claw, basic attack. Storm attack, or not Storm, Transmigration Claw, which adds an extra card from the discard pile back on top of the deck. Storm Wisdom, hey, that's what I wanted. And then Wind Demon Call, which will add the bonus cards as well. Alright. So how this is going to look. All right. How is this going to look in terms of combat capabilities. We'll have 3 very close-up attacks at either 1 to 2 distance, 1 to 2 distance with conscription, 2 to 3 distance. And if we can react and like stay and just play only that, we can get some extra damage out of that one. With our utility, oh yeah, also attack. Recovering a card from the discard for the deck. Yeah. Yeah, 2 distance is going to be the sweet spot, but good luck making anyone stand there, unless if they're not breaking away from a 2 distance, there's a good chance they're geared up to fight at 2 distance as well, which may be a problem. Build up the gauge and recover a Mizuki card, since that's who we're going with. Can negate a low-level attack. And it's the reaction that we need for setting up counteroffensive. Yeah, that's being the only reaction card might be tricky. And then Domineer in advance. Full power. Do some stuff we need to do. Meanwhile, our ultimates are geared up for let's see. How well is this going to help? Full power. It means, with Mizuki's War Cry, it means Dominator in advance can be played last in the turn, along with other cards and other stuff, which is, I guess, somewhat useful. And Wind Demon Call to pull all the extra fun stuff. And this as a aura shredding attack from sort of short range. And it'll get reset with Bulwark. Okay. And then, of course, on Raira's end, with their extra stuff, we have another attack at 1 to 3. Which can actually deal a little bit more life damage. We can reset an ultimate. And we can just react with just ripping apart distance. It's okay. Am I happy with the way this is looking, or do I want to swap something else in? I almost want to swap in another reaction instead. I have my one conscription. Do I want to lose my one conscription? No, I can still conscript out of this. I can still conscript out of the full power option. Just have another reaction to work with. Another reaction to work with. But it requires unwavering, which might be a little bit tricky. But if I'm geared up to stand my ground. if they don't change distance, this might be an interesting thing for them to. The thing is, once they discover that takedown is in there, they might have to move just to make sure. And if they're doing a full power attack anyway, then it's not really helpful. So, what else? Orders. Conscript, and if react to the last turn, gain vigor. Yeah, I need to. This might almost be better than Domineer in advance, I think. Which means it's yeah, we'll go with that, and yeah, instead. Which means we're going to drop Mizuki's Warcry for something else. Have more conscription power with a spiritual gate. Or have an attack negation and boost other goddesses and soldiers. I think what it. I think what I might do is. Soldiers. See, that was the other. That was the other thing. Mizuki's Warcry is good for is affecting the limited on the soldiers. That's why I want to keep that in there. Okay. In that case, I want to. We'll drop the triple turret and add in Spiritual Gate for War God, and yeah. So they'll open up War God. Okay. What about on Ryra's side? Storm attack. It's only 2 distance, but it's 2 life and potentially enough aura to make someone really lose their shit. Yeah, we'll just have to make sure building up the wind and lightning gauge is a priority. And then dealing with a distance. I'm going to add in Wind Run. So we can recover a card this way, or we can control the distance. We will replace Storm Wisdom with Wind Run, you think? Yeah. We'll see how that works out. What about her ultimate? I went with Wind Demon Call. I'm going to have another dedicated attack. The I don't give a fuck what range I'm at. I can just strike with lightning like a mad warrior. But that's going to hinge on lightning gauge. You know what? The only thing is we go without the limited ending support, it becomes harder to make the most of the soldiers. Would I rather be in a position to make the most of the soldiers or be able to do awesome lightning thing? Yeah, we'll drop Mizuki's Warcry. Thunder Summoning Circle. Okay. So I'll have to build up both wind and lightning gauges evenly to make the most of storm attack. Okay. And then we no longer... Oh yeah, we still have the bonuses from the Wind Demon Call. And we have the bonuses from the War God. Okay. So, there we have it. Mizuki Raira custom deck build. Yeah, sometimes that's what you gotta do is just start out with a base, the basic suggestion, and then go from there. Now, if I knew exactly who I was going to go up against out of these, I'd probably be able to fine-tune the deck a little bit better. So, I'm going to roll, and then I'm going to develop, figure out what deck to build out of them, and I'll probably do an extra showdown episode just for Sakura arms, just for the post Deck Works showdown episode Sakura arms. Since I'm already doing a post Deck Works thing for a Clout Fantasy, but I never did a showdown for Clout Fantasy with the starters, which is what I should have done. Damn it. Hindsight, that's just how it goes sometimes. Alright. It will be going up against one of these pairs. Korunu and Himika. Ice and fire. Odd for Korunu to be the main. No. So Himika main, Korunu backup. For the suggested deck ideas. And I will be working on that deck later. Probably while this is uploading. But place your guess. Will the suggested deck win against the custom construction or not? Let me know. If you got to this point, place your guess in the comments. Let's see who wins out of this. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Pillar Nexus. I'll see you next time.